Hello,
probably be
hello,
coming up
everybody.
soon.
We're back to do some more questing, but not on questing. We're on Tayrin and Rylea. Yeah. Give me a second to open up my Twitch app so I can see who's all here. Okay, we've got one side quest thingy.
With multiple stops.
Do we want to take care of that now or kind of head to MSQ?
I
Since
figure
it's...
take care of it now and find out whether or not it generates
What instance are you in?
the one that I'm in.
Because wherever I am, you are not. By the way, your obs is
3.
off.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I ended up in 1, so... there you are. Shall we?
Oh, fine.
By the way, speaking of which... 131 yalms to the east.
Oh, really?
Did we miss one? Yes, we did. It's right over here. Hello, Mr. Aether Current. Nice to meet you.
And double check. 325 north.
That might be on the other island.
Almost certainly.
So, for those who haven't heard yet, apparently Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard King. Oof.
That'll prove to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't care for things getting all joined together like that, but I do have to say this is certainly one case where Microsoft probably can't screw it up any more than Activision had.
Well, according to rumors, part of the deal was that once the sale is complete, Bobby Kotick will be retiring.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly happy that he's effectively getting a golden parachute out of it, but if it means that the company can rebound and move on and become something better, then that's what has to happen.
And certainly it makes a lot of sense from Microsoft's point of view. I mean, it's a good company to get a hold of with some really strong stuff. And right now, Activision is in a very vulnerable place.
And I would rather Microsoft have it than fully be bought out by Tencent.
Or EA.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, there's a company that might be able to screw it up even more than it already is. Poisonous creatures. Why, there's one right here. As you can see, its skin is translucent. The body within is, shall we say, squishy.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, not much of a skeleton there. Fortunately for it, those beautiful sleeve-like appendages conceal countless minute stinging darts. Most other creatures cannot so much as touch it, let alone devour it. It would be fascinating to see how it fares against non-aquatic concepts. Ooh, perhaps it could even fly should a light enough gas be incorporated into the membrane. You've learned a disturbing fact about stinging invertebrates.
Gee, thanks. Yeah, because Tencent has, last I checked, I don't know if it was a controlling amount, but they did have a fair chunk invested into Activision Blizzard King. So I wonder if that means they will be departing with that stock as part of the buyout.
Well, is it going to be a merger?
No, it's a buyout.
Well,
The
now, is it
same
going to
way
be a separate entity or not afterwards?
it will be considered a separate entity, the same way Bethesda is still considered a separate entity.
Okay. So not a true merger.
No, it's a buyout.
Anyway. You're soliciting ideas for an Isle of Poisonous concepts. In that case, you might ask after the new cultivar from the Symphonic Horns. I'm told it bears poison fruit. You've learned of a deadly new cultivar. Okay, Euclides, what do you have for us? The quintessential example of a poisonous specimen is the Morbol Marquis. Yes, it is. Of course. Never was there a creation so foul, so pungent, hence its name. Indeed, the concept has lately been adjusted to prevent any further accidents.
Oh dear.
But the Marquis, oh, the Marquis, it blinds the eyes and paralyzes the body, even as the mind desires nothing so much as to vomit continually to purge its stench. Why did they ever make the thing? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I'd like to know that too. Yes, please and thank you.
You've learned the odiferous origin of Morbols.
Ew.
Yeah. Everything I didn't want to know about Morbols and knew better than to ask.
I'm trying to think what other news or some such that's been happening at this end. Unfortunately, I'm coming up blank.
Mostly business news here.
Yeah, you
Which
finally got
is-
in touch with Ed Greenwood, didn't you?
Don Greenwood.
Oh yeah. Why did I say Ed?
Yeah, that's the annoying thing is there's Don Lowry, Don Greenwood, and Ed Greenwood. Fortunately, there's no Ed Lowry to complete the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don Greenwood is the person who originally started a fanzine called Panzerfaust in the 60s, and then got hired by Avalon Hill and turned the magazine over to my dad. I have been re-releasing my dad's run of the magazine in PDF. I have now gotten in touch with Don Greenwood and have general permission for the magazine. I am trying to double check on some booklets that he edited and my dad published, which were basically collections of articles on various games that were popular at the time. Anyway, I've got general permission. Unfortunately, he does not have any issues in his collection anymore.
Aw.
Which means I have the 2 issues from Don Greenwood's run that my dad has, which were the last 2, and I think were done printed on my dad's press, which is probably part of why he still has them. Though Panzerfaust is part of how my dad got into wargaming fandom, as it turned out. He discovered Avalon Hill games, liked them a bunch, had no local opponents.
Oh yeah.
So he got into play-by-mail and at least some of the magazines, including Panzerfaust.
Gotta scratch that itch.
Yep. And that's what fanzines are all about, especially before about 1997.
Yeah. Oh, we've got an aisle designer wanting us to do a turn in here.
Meow. There you are. I'd begun to worry you'd become mired in the minutiae. No, we just needed a night off. Note about stinging invertebrates. This information on the efficacy of stinging invertebrates' defense mechanisms is either fascinating or terrifying depending on who you ask. Note about a toxic cultivar. This vague information about a plant that bears poison fruit bears further investigating by someone who cares. Note about the Morbol Marquis. In retrospect, you really ought to have expected to hear about Morbols and their noble lineage when you took this assignment.
Yeah.
Is that
Dream.
a hint of sarcasm I hear?
A vague whiff of Cushy Fox. Or Cushy Fox, bad.
Yes.
3 notes, enough to see our options, yet not so many as to lead us into the weeds. Well done. My, this marquee is fascinating, isn't it? How might one contain such a specimen that it not befoul its environs beyond repair? I simply must know. Excuse us, we're off to see a man about a Morbol. Better you than me.
Enjoy! Hope you don't vomit too much. Okay, back on main story.
Yeah, that's about the time you look at those notes and then I should burn these.
You want to trade classes?
That's right. We're back to main story.
Oops. Stop.
Oh, get a grips.
Well, they aren't what I originally feared.
They what?
The critters. They're being dispatched. For some reason, my brain was wanting to think Moogles.
Ah,
Do not
no.
ask me why. It's my own brain. Doros, you look exhausted.
Remember, these were the vicious creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? Either that or this is what they've killed. They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles. They became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders.
Oh, great, they fly.
The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You, Tayrin, and Rylea handle that one. The pair in the sky, you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emmett Selk, unneeded though it is. Meteon, you're to stay here with Doros.
But Hermes...
The Lyconas must be reverted. I would spare you their pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours. But if you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. I was thinking, then please help Doros. Oh, really?
Actually, check with Doros.
Mm-hmm. Never mind my wounds. They're easily healed. It is the Lycanos which concern me.
Stay with Hermes, Tayrin, Rylea. He will need someone when the time comes. If push comes to shove, we can do the deed. We have lots of experience in that type of thing.
I'm very surprised that they went for the tension music for this, though.
Mm-hmm. And there it is. And yep, it flies.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. I've got a bow, I know how to use it. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. Don't worry, I've faced down the red comet. It
And
can't be much worse.
and I'm used to smacking dragons around, so there you have it. Though he probably doesn't know what a dragon is.
Yeah. But fear not, by my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Ready for this? Fire Aether. That's it. 3 balls of Fire Aether?
Quick!
Oh, destination.
Now.
Natural Codicus.
Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time? Aye.
I just realized that Hermes has been the only being we've met so far that has not treated us as a lesser being / familiar. Not compared to the others.
Hythlodaeus is pretty close.
In Emmett Silk, everything's a bother.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who or what it is, it's a bother.
Yeah.
Hythlodaeus?
We are all equally annoying in his eyes.
Fair enough. I'll give that equality truth.
I will say they're doing a really good job of showing kind of the cracks in his psyche that would lead to what we have seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lycanas have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Don't ask, you might find out.
Keeping the mouth shut.
I don't know what answer he's searching for, or if it is within our power to give it. But I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it.
Interesting thought.
Travelers at the crossroads. Ithlodeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you two? Will you continue along with us?
We're still looking for what we're looking for, so we might as well keep looking.
Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagoresis.
Did I spy with my little eye a hunt train rolling through?
Nah.
Yep, that's a hunt train.
What could anyone possibly be hunting in the past?
Maybe the idiot who came up with the marble.
Oh, I would join that hunt train.
Actually, slight side detour.
Uh-oh.
No, actually, we don't want to do that. Not with a hunt train rolling through. We do not want to be poking a fate.
It could get a little rough.
Considering that fates get harder the more people are in the zone.
Yeah. And the levels are starting to rack up.
Just for the record, we need 3 more. But we've still got a fair chunk of the zone to cover, so...
Yes. Oh, that was something I was... too late. I wanted to check up on our aether currents. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Notoneus. Creek, gotta love Creek. There we will find one of the Neos which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we?
How convenient. Oh, this is an interesting idea for a teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, it's kind of close to my ideas for the fountain. Not entirely. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. I wasn't going to. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving aether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world.
Fair enough.
Okay. How much concentration is Y'shtola burning just to be able to see?
Way too much. Excuse you.
Here we are. Nota Naeus. This Naeus will take us to Calimelo Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way, and we can soon admire the view from above.
Stepping lively.
I present to you Calimelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrayus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Oh dear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I recognize the robe.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had
It
a
has been
funny
while,
feeling, but
Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Consequence.
I say, have you perchance
Oh, dear.
come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A
Do we
traveler's
really need to
ward,
go
of
here?
course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Does it protect you from the enthrallment by primals by any chance?
No. I'll go with the first one simply because I don't want to muddy things even more with bringing up the concept of a primal.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't exist yet.
what about light?
I know, they're both fraught answers, but
At least the
primals-
other one doesn't say that.
I know, it's just primals don't exist yet.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the first one. This is really like painful, just for the record.
That sounds rather like the blessing of light.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Admittedly, I would have rather stuck with, I'm no one of consequence.
I agree.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
Well, unwilling at least.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest.
Oh, you have no idea.
Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
I don't think that's a good idea.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
You're not gonna like it.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
I will say I came to the past of my own accord. It had nothing to do with you. Ain't that right,
Kind
sis?
of.
Emmett?
And there I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future this and changing history can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future. Our future. I am definitely curious to hear more.
You don't want to hear this. They're not listening, are they?
Nope.
My apologies. Before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter that I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal with quick-fingered Aureus, which has made off with it. Ah, right.
Again?
That would be the one we saw earlier.
Probably. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek.
Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land west of here.
We're good at finding things.
Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to Pontus Oikis. Let us meet upon there once we've exhausted our efforts. I'm trying to get better at cold reading.
Yep. Your main problem there was Greek.
Yeah, well.
And you've heard me stumble over half of those.
Oh, hello! A coral queen.
Yes.
Another one over there.
Because nothing around here comes singly. Yep, couple more. Those must be some really good neck muscles.
She's beat me up enough on, in the Dravonian hinterlands. That's for sure. He,
Oh,
it, they.
hey there. Ah, there it is. Turn right. Forward. And go around the rock.
Aha! Good eyes, kitten. Now we need to...
Expert finding at your service.
Meanwhile, I get to play Dodge the Kitties.
Yeah, you were kind of busy with that part.
Hello, Octi. Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on just a second.
Sure.
Over here.
Oh dear.
I always feel much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. I consider it essential to exercise ideas with my colleagues regarding my observation work. Without such external stimulation, one has a tendency to lose the forest for the trees, so to speak. And you've got quite the, audience.
Yeah.
Emmett.
The problem you present is vexing enough without adding old Azam into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper when she herself wields the hammer and chisel.
Sorry, there's not much I can help you with on that one.
The Azems, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape.
And yet he still follows gleefully.
Something like that.
Sulking the entire way.
Yes. Emmett Sulk.
Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid that the Orians no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you two fare better? As a matter of fact...
Concept crystal, a scintillating crystal upon which is stored some manner of esoteric concept.
The crystal! Well done! Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing crystal nagging at my mind. You always have a knack for finding things. Actually, yes. I've been asked to do it, so...
Traveling and searching go hand in hand.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go with that one. You travel often, then? It seems we have something in common. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azim, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such a journey has lessened considerably since I entered the position of a whimsical successor. Yet, I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or a new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been required, my opinion sought concerning the habit of this or the creation of that. Agreeing to help locate the missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? Sorry. They're
what?
the same.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A past not yet come to pass. Fina is in a cheerful mood.
Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return the stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodations, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. No,
Yeah.
before that... touchy, touchy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we have over there?
Uh-huh.
Are those elementals? This is the first time I've actually been able to get a look at the elemental sprite up close. Huh.
I am a taxonomist, an artist in the medium of names. It is my job to adorn the flora and fauna of Etherias, such as these creatures you see here, with names befitting their natural beauty.
Yeah, I've never gotten a chance to see these up close.
I recognize them from the general model from other things, but where have you seen these?
It's a form of these. These are effectively the physical I can't talk. I'm sorry. The physical representation when you do see the elementals in the White Mage quest chains. Particularly early on in the 12's Wood.
Don't remember that part.
It was brief, they were very small, very bright, and, well, you were kind of in the middle of combat. Funny how that works.
You needn't be nervous around Vina. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary, Elidibus, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. That's not the source of the nervousness. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road.
Sorry. You know, we were trying to keep it a secret for a reason. Thanks, Fana. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Tea sounds lovely. Thank you.
I already finished mine. So I guess this is technically the fourth meal scene.
Hush you.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like.
And note the music.
Now then, will you tell us your tale?
I honestly don't know how much I should tell. I think it's gonna have to be the top one to start with.
Yeah. Let's get to the crux of it. A calamity called the Final Days has befallen the world.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Actually, that was the beginning. This is actually, like, kind of the prequel. Wow, we're putting it all out, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh!
And I haven't even touched my tea.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous. While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem.
So why didn't you?
Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again. Emmett Selk, wait!
I can't exactly blame
You've
him.
seen much of Elpis already.
No.
If you have any observations
And
to share,
nice
I
change
should like
from
to hear them.
one theme to another.
Hermes and Metian are somehow involved.
You go with that, I'll go with Dynamis is the key to all this because I believe both of those statements.
You first.
Sure.
Switching.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation.
Hold there after the second one.
Hermes and his creation Meteon, you say? If Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, then those two may well be at the center of the calamity to come. This warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action.
I've gone ahead and moved on.
Yeah. Trying to get my controls to work.
The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Thank you.
Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
I don't doubt it. There's no way we've seen the last of Emmett Selk.
No.
I figured we had seen the last of Emmett Selk, and we still haven't seen the last of Emmett Selk, though we had to go into the past to do it.
This one was kind of surprising me. I'm still waiting for the clone room to show up.
So, how's that for a plot dump?
Shall we begin our
My head
investigations
hurts.
then? I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know that which is common knowledge. I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea where we might begin. Ding! Hello, Mr. Sidequest. Nice to meet you.
Oh my.
So, let's start with the one way over here.
Meaningful measurements. An Isle surveyor is searching for an assistant. Well, good luck finding one. Oh, wait, you mean me.
Would you assist me, familiars? I'm sure you are aware, but the floating Isles of Epsis was created to provide suitable habitat for various creatures. In order to maintain their representative environments, however, surveyors such as myself must make regular assessments of their ethereal composition. To that end, I was planning on taking the samples from the Melion habitat with my partner, but it seems he has an urgent engagement. Something about an unscheduled meeting with a member of the Convocation of 14. Although I am now faced with handling this rather grueling task alone, waiting until he returns is simply not an option. As I said, it's important to gather the data regularly, specific intervals. And thus I'm requiring your help. What say you? Would you two be willing to accompany me in place of my partner? Certainly.
Of course. Took not time.
Many thanks. I'll be sure to reward you two for your efforts. Right. Let's hurry along then. We'll need to make our way to the south. Yeah, we'll catch up with you. Actually, no.
Hopefully your regular intervals will mysteriously wait until we get there.
Mm-hmm. Pardon us, Venat.
Naughty little ones. Calm Observer's colleague has been gone too long. May I ask a favor? A colleague of mine from Thalasai is overdue to make his report, and I need someone to give him a gentle nudge. He's currently over at Rumination's Ramble, observing some life forms newly hatched from one of our creations. And I'm afraid I'll skew the data if I show up and startle them. Familiar like you, however, should cause much less of a disruption. Would you be so kind? Yeah, that's us slaughtering our way across the landscape in a non-disruptive manner.
It's what we do.
name a tale. A troubled taxonomist is having second thoughts. Perfect timing, familiar. I have a favor to ask of you.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah. It's my job to name the creations brought to us, but I can't seem to decide on one for this particular concept. It may be because I'm the one who designed it. It's a species of plant which I intended as a gift for my love. Clear conflict of interest, unfortunately. My names were always fair and logical and perfectly suited to the creation, but this time, I'm not so sure. I do have a name for it, but what if it's not suitable? What if it's too personal? I thought of discussing the matter with my associates, but my dilemma is far too embarrassing. Would you ask if they think the name is appropriate in my stead? Don't worry, I wouldn't expect you to work without recompense. This is the creation, a yellow pansy. The name I have in mind is a mythos. What's in a name? Brown dye, apparently.
Yep, it's brown all the way down.
Meliagros has a request for you. You're familiar, aren't you? Perfect timing. A pair of researchers are scheduled to arrive today from Amaranth, and I need you to collect their concepts from them. We've completed assessments for their creations, you see, and must make preparations to officially register the designs with the Bureau of the Architect. Please make sure to also ask for any provisional names they might have for their works. Small size advantage. The combat concept observer has a test to run. You're familiar, aren't you? Have you any prowess in battle? Good. I could use your help with something. You see, I was tasked to assess a one-eyed giant created as a facility guard, and so pit it against a lotus to test its fighting skills. Not only did the giant fall to a single blow, the lotus went into a frenzy and escaped. In my opinion, compact familiars like you are far more effective than these overly large brutes, and this is my chance to prove it. Do you think you can handle a runaway combatant?
So long as there's
Fine,
something.
I'll help.
Fine, I'll help.
Eh? Of course you'll be well rewarded for your efforts. Our experiment was conducted to the east, so that's as good a place as any to start looking for the lotus.
Right then.
And hold on.
Trying to get the ping.
No, I thought I saw something else over here. Ah, that's what I was seeing.
The teleporter?
No. Further in the distance. And off in this direction.
What, the Mantar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw like the flank of one right around the edge of the tree. Elpis Minotaur. Well, hello there. Who's a good little ether current? Speaking of... Okay, we've got 2 of 5 quests, and we have 5 of 10 findable ones here.
Okay.
There it is. It would seem the escaped Lotus came back of its own accord. They usually feed off their foes to revitalize themselves, and I imagine it hungers after running amok like that. I'll take care of the situation here. The Lotus is all yours.
You ready for this one?
More than it's ready for me. Told you.
Yeah, well.
You certainly made quick work of that Lotus. I had a feeling I could count on you. As for the giant, it is far too heavy for us to move. I'll arrange for some broad-backed creations to haul it away after we return to Poetikin Oikos. That bit.
Greek, not our forte.
No. Still better than French.
Not our forte either. Pardon me. Oh, they sure grown thick around here.
You want to head back to the guy at the river?
Yeah, I was going to do that after the combat sound went off. Zephyros 72. Oh god, it's a Ninky.
Russell? Yeah. A familiar. Can I help you with something? Oh, time to head back, is it? I was so enraptured watching the young ones frolic that I lost track of time. Come, come, everyone. We really must be going. Russell. Still want to play, do you? I guess we shall have to appeal to your bellies then. Would you like to try feeding them?
No.
Not particularly. They become much more compliant after eating some of these treats. They're so adorable when they nibble.
I'll let you keep thinking that.
Ninky shoals nibbling at my toes. Small feed bag. A bag full of bugs and shellfish for the young Zephyros 72s. Rustle, rustle.
They are rustleable.
Isn't it fun watching them romp around?
If you say so.
Zephyros 72. It's calmed down after eating its fill. They really seem to like you. Do you work with young ones often? I plead the fifth. These babies are aquatic creatures by nature, but we're modifying them to adapt to life on land. They mostly eat marine insects and shellfish, and some of the larger carnivores feed off them in turn. They also carry their eggs on their backs until they're ready to hatch. Fascinating, aren't they? Oh, but that's not why you're here, is it? I really must head back.
So we have these guys to blame for Ninky Nankas too. Joyful.
I am getting the idea that anything that we can't blame the Allagans for, we can blame them for.
would be highly possible and probable. Hello, Mr. Researcher.
To a certain extent, any civilization that could produce mortals might have deserved to end.
No argument.
And who might you be? Ah, you're here for my concept. Well, here it is in the flesh. I call it the stone mole. It secretes a fluid that eats through solid rock, giving it the ability to burrow into even the hardest terrain. It can also toughen its skin by ingesting the rock it is liquefied. Based upon those traits, I humbly request that it be given a good, strong name.
Oh, we're not going far.
No, we're not. Melanippy?
Oh, sorry, I clicked the other one.
It hasn't changed.
Okay. A familiar? Do you need something? Yeah, we were thinking about renaming these mythos. What do you think?
New type of flower with large yellow petals.
A flower? It's beautiful, and it smells so lovely. Is it for me?
Not quite.
Oh, you just wanted to know if the name is suitable, do you? Have you tried asking Chris at Criscus Hyboria? No one knows as much about the naming as them. Here's a guidebook on the subject. Take it with you and let your master decide what to do from there. Gee, thanks, I think. Oh, hello, walking int.
Mm-hmm. Can I help you? Of course, you wish to collect my concept. It's this creature I have with me. It doesn't have a proper name as such. From what I hear, the observers have been calling it Notos 642, a nod to the island it resided on. Right, well, I'll trust you to put this in Milagros' hand. Milagros. And here, I thought those were kind of an elemental with that crystal embedded in them.
Oh, way up there. Sorry. I looked over here and I didn't see anyone.
Oh, you were wrong, weren't you?
Yes, what is it?
Flower naming.
My, what a pretty flower. You said it was called Mythos? A fine name. Many flowers are named with a specific feeling in mind, so going by what you've told me, this one is a good company.
Fair enough.
Ah, the rock in this area contains ore that can tell us about the environmental aether. We'll have to break them apart with destructive magics to collect the necessary samples. If you find that difficult with your inherent limitations, but I have a little something that will help.
No, I can switch over to Black Mage. I can explosion with the best of them, trust me.
Here, use this concept crystal to shatter the outcrop of rock, then bring any ore fragments back to me. Start
You're
in
gonna
the
make me
east
do it
if
the
you
boring
would.
way.
Yes, I will. Start in the east if you would. I'll start working everywhere else. We can meet back here later. The last thing, girl, I want is you corrupting my samples with your aether. Stop that.
What? It's the all-purpose power tool.
You just like yelling explosion, don't you?
That too.
I can't necessarily blame you, but after running the Tower of Zod a few times as Black Mage, that was hell incarnate. I'll have you know.
There's a reason why I don't do Black Mage in a lot of dungeons. Destructive magic concept. This crystal allows even the most aether-poor creatures to cast destructive spells. This is gonna hurt. Ow.
Standing too close, weren't ya? What were you, a dwarf in a previous life?
I was not expecting that targeting.
We're going to avoid you as best as... Oh, God. Why did she have to be in the middle of a Coral Queen field? Ugh.
She likes them. Warning.
Yeah, I see it.
It knows.
How do you fare?
Ore fragment. A chunk of ore from Calimelus Zephyros that is particularly useful in measuring environmental aether.
Excellent. This should give me all the information I need. Let's head back, shall we? Yes, please. The only reason why they spilled the beans is they kind of had us in a corner.
Pretty much.
I really didn't want to give them that big of a glimpse, though. Wow. We just kind of unloaded, didn't we? Ah, thank you. Without your aid, I wouldn't have been able to properly observe how the introduction of Melonia has affected their habitat's aether. It's important to keep careful track of the environments here to make any necessary adjustments. The terrain, the flora, everything that makes the habitat must be meticulously controlled to fit each subject's under observation. Although I applied my partner's enthusiasm for learning at the foot of a convocation member, we cannot neglect these fundamental, albeit tedious, facets of our work. The question is which convocation member is he talking about?
Yeah. I will note.
Yeah, I figured we're just turning in and then calling it.
Oh, yeah. No.
Mhm.
I will note. Keep going.
Okay.
They have already demonstrated the universe is somewhat paradox-proof.
Oh.
Note the two different crystal towers. And the future that generated the second one isn't going to happen.
This is true. I still wonder about that as much as I wonder if it wasn't so much from the past as from a side slip.
It's a side slip now, at least as far as we're concerned, but yeah, they kind of specifically hand-waved that one away. Saying, yeah, yep, future's different, that's not going to happen, but the crystal tower's still there.
Because this future couldn't happen unless that future did happen and then came back around again.
Right. So
My
yeah,
head hurts.
I think we're going to have timey wedgie.
Don't worry, everything will be explained in time.
Time will tell. You've brought the concepts I asked for.
Here's these two.
Proved concept. This creation concept has been certified for release into the wider world. Very good. And did you ask for the provisional names? The Stone Mole and Notos 642. And the mole's creator requested that it have a powerful sounding name. Some researchers do become quite attached to their creations, don't they? It may seem inconsequential, but the appropriate naming of concepts is of the utmost importance. Allow me to explain. Once it has been determined that a creation is beneficial to the star, we can proceed with registering the creator's design with the Bureau of the Architect. First, however, the approved concepts must receive their official names, and as a taxonomist, it is my task to bestow them. When naming, one must strive for elegance and simplicity, all the while taking care to adhere to existing conventions and avoid repetition. The more creations we name, the more difficult it becomes to maintain this high standard. It is a demanding job, to be certain, but one which I am proud to do. For as long as the purpose guides me, I will fill this world with the most marvelous appellations I can imagine. Please, take this in exchange for completing your errand.
You didn't have to. Really.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. Friday night might be spent in sorting out my inventory. If you come over here, I accidentally clicked on them already.
Apparently.
How did it go? What did everyone think of the name? Yellow Pansy concept and Catissa's Hyperborea Guidebook. This tome contains all sorts of fascinating information about Catissa's Hyperborea's naming protocols. I see. Well, that is good to know. I won't be needing this guidebook, of course, as I can't very well ask myself for my thoughts. Or perhaps I should. It wouldn't hurt to have some confidence in the work I do, after all. As I created this flower, I thought of my beloved, an artist, and the stories she seeks to tell through her plays. My hope is that, much like a myth or legend, her work is told and retold down through the ages, hence mythos. I've decided. I'll keep the name and submit it to the Bureau of the Architect. Thank you for your help. So, think there's a chance we've seen any of her plays?
Possibly. Though if we ever run across the Wandering Minstrel up here, I'm gonna scream.
The Ancient Minstrel.
The Minstreling Wanderer?
As I suspected, a smaller, more agile concept has far more facility for adapting to combat situations. Thank you for proving my theory. I'll be sure to keep your performance in mind the next time I design a familiar. Your reward, as promised.
Food. Oh
Yes.
God, there's a marble over there. We'll avoid that.
Please.
Calm Observer.
Thank you for fetching my associate. If you hadn't been sent to fetch me, I might have been out there for days. Any case, it's only a matter of time before our creations are approved for release into the wild. Wonder what name they'll receive. Ninky. Thank you for your help today. Here is thanks.
Thank you.
Come on, after all this, I think I need another cup of tea.
I don't blame you. Let's go for tea.
I think you need something stronger than tea.
Yeah, but it's what's handy.
It'll do.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have the materials to make a part of dwarven liquor. Here. Or did I go to the wrong place?
I think you went to the wrong place.
This was where we had the...
I guess so.
You went to the wrong place.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh god, he has a furball. Well, aren't you a doughty familiar? I'm not one for fighting myself, but if I had one such as you at my side, I would no doubt feel a great deal safer. Thank you,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, you went to a different place.
Apparently.
But this is not tea. Hopefully
I
it's
don't know what it is, but it's in a thermos.
And hopefully it'll be somewhat stronger. In any case, thank you all for joining us. We will be back Friday night, starting at 10. And hopefully getting some more questing done with, Avat. Yeah, I'll just call them Avat for now. This is kind of creepy, you know?
Just a little.
After kind of just shy worshipping Mother Heidelin for so long, and yeah,
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking to say the least.
I know she wants us to see with eyes unclouded, but yeah, I'm
Is this
afraid
a little too unclouded for you?
at some point I feel like I'm going to slip up and call her something I shouldn't, and then I will regret it mightily. In any case, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Everyone have a good night.
Night all.